And Austin, you picked up a game from none other than Housemarque Games that is none other than exclusive to the PlayStation 5. So those of y'all without a PS5, which is a lot of y'all, I'm still sorry, but we're talking about PS5 game.
We gotta.
But hey, it's gonna be good, okay? Once this game drops and gets more popular, everybody's gonna have a PS5 available. So it'll be great. But Austin, what is this game?
Well, it's Returnal, which is a roguelite game. Where you crash land on the space girl crash lands on this ancient or alien planet, and then you have to figure out how to get off of it, find this transmission, and save the day of the stuff, because there's a lot of weird things happening, so you really don't know what's going on. But every time you die, you start back at the ship, or there's a little cutscene that shows you crashing again, and you have to start all over again.
Wait, every time you respawn, like there's a cutscene that
not every time. Well, okay. You know what? There is, but sometimes it's short and you can skip it if you want to.
Oh, okay.
Most of the time it's the same. But I'll get into story bits later. But yeah, like I find this game actually pretty fun. For a roguelite, I feel like it is more opening to people who don't play rogues or roguelites at all. I like the mechanics that got there. You have, you start out with a pistol, and then you can find other weapons. You can only carry one weapon, and you go through this area, going through corridors to unlock the map, and fighting enemies, and gaining loot and getting stuff. And most of the things that you get end up going away when you die. There are a few things that you can keep with you throughout each playthrough. And I think the way that they balance all of that is actually pretty awesome, because you go in there, you find a weapon, you start collecting these oblets. They're like currency that you can use to upgrade or exchange for other currency. And you find these parasites that you could put on you, and most of them have like a negative side effect, but other ones have a positive side effect. And it's just like balancing game of how far do you get, what kind of upgrades do you get, and then find, like, obviously as you get to know the map more, because it changes every time you come back, like like what you need to strive for and how to overcome certain obstacles. So, you learn as you go. So,
question. So you were saying that, so when you die, do you lose everything, or you still have progression and stuff that carries over, right?
There's some things that you find in the world that you can take with you to each playthrough.
Okay. So it is a roguelite, because a roguelike, from my understanding, so roguelite is like Hades, where you die and you level up certain things, but you consistently die over and over again. But if it's a like, it's permadeath, and then you lose everything. You start over from the beginning. Yeah. So that's from what I understand.
So I was right.
So yes, I think you were right.
It's a roguelite.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of interesting things that creatures, and because the guys who made ResoGun, a lot of the things these alien beasts shoot at you kind of have that same feel of like they come at you and spread out and like do like little balls of energy that come and hit you, and you really don't have a lot of health, but there is a decent amount of health throughout the map. But sometimes like trying to find that health could be a little daunting, because it's kind of a maze. Because when you first get in there, there's certain things that you have to discover in order to its technology to access some points within the map. There's one that's kind of like a teleporter that'll turn you into a ball and then send you into another location, and there's like a little cutscene that follows the ball, and it gets you to like a higher spot or a lower spot, or there's cool little caves that you can go into, like these little nooks that you walk into, and it drops you down, and usually there's like treasure in there, so it's kind of like well, you don't have to do anything, there's treasure. But yeah, like there's enemies that spawn, and there's like these I call it a mini boss. It's this really big gargantuan guy who just like jumps at you and punches you and jumps in the air and slams on the ground, and he is fairly easy to beat if you know how to work around him, like all beasts in the game, but he can be pretty rough. Rough.
You talk about him as if he's like comes at you multiple times. Well, I guess because you're dying and coming back, you're fighting him over and over again.
Yeah, I fought him like 4 times now.
Okay.
I think I've killed him once.
So what are the big changes between like each time loop? Like yeah, what are some of the significant alterations that take place? The environment changes every time, right? In some capacity.
I think the bigger things is, I mean, so the first few times you die, like you start gaining this technology that allows you to traverse the map easier. But the bigger change is like the story, because every time you die, like new story bits are revealed to you, either through the actual cutscene of you coming back or you fighting something. It like gives you these flashbacks. Or one time when sometimes you spawn inside of your ship, and you're able to exit your ship. And I went to the back of the ship where you have my quarters, or the character's quarters, and I laid down, and there's a cutscene of trees. I don't know what that's about. I assume I will get to figure that out later. And so there's like these little things that they reveal to you over time, which I think is kind of interesting, because right now I don't know too much. I found the house that you see in the trailer that's like, this is my house, but it shouldn't be here. And I think the way that they get the story started to begin with is pretty intriguing, because like almost right off the bat, you realize, or you find like a dead body. It's like your dead body. And you're like, why is this there? This is my gun and all this stuff. And you're trying to figure out what's going on. And you find recordings of yourself talking about what's happened in the world. And I guess minor spoilers, but there's a part where your character finds a recording and it's talking about how you see yourself within the map sometimes. But she doesn't know if it's a glimpse from the future or a glimpse from the past. And then I think there's like undertones of, well, maybe me in the future or past is trying to like hinder me from getting somewhere. I don't know. So there's a lot of like multi-level thinking stuff that isn't really clear yet, but could be really interesting if it plays out right.
Did your character talk?
Yeah, she talks.
So is she talking to anything else, or is she just like in her head kind of communicating?
She'll talk out loud, but to herself.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So story. How is the story so far?
I like it so far. I mean, I haven't gotten super far into it, but
yeah,
I'm intrigued. I want to see where this goes. There could be some cool like time travel ish, I guess you could say, stuff where you could meet yourself and possibly different dimension people coming in to talk to you. And there's like this alien race that has died on this planet, and they've created this technology which you find and can use to upgrade and do stuff. And it's just like, okay, all right. Has a very like alien vibe to it, like the movie Alien. Like I really like it. I guess it's kind of more of like a Prometheus vibe.
Okay.
Yeah, like when you walk into certain rooms, you're just like, man, they kind of got that aesthetic. Well, not the aesthetic of like the way some of these like alien temples are designed in Alien, the movie, but I guess the tone and feeling and kind of musical tones as well. Atmospheric.
Yeah. So this is one of the first next gen PS5 console games. Does it feel next gen on the PS5? And why? Or why not?
I say yes. There's a lot of stuff going on the screen, and it's pretty much buttery smooth.
Yeah. I mean, like graphically, is it like,
yeah,
holy shit, this is like incredible looking? Or was it just like, okay, it looks good, but not like anything outstanding, like out of, like, did it surprise you, or was it just like, it looks really good?
Yeah, I think some of the earlier stuff surprised me graphic wise and how everything plays and how much stuff is on the screen. But at the same time, I'm only playing in 1080p. I mean, it is a step up from.
Oh, damn, that's right. You're not getting the full experience.
That's right.
Man, you'll have to bring it over to my house. 4K HDR.
Luckily, I got a disc, so that's
what I'm saying. Yeah. Then I won't have to spend $70 on it.
That's right.
That's another thing. This is a $70 game. So it's one of the first $70 games on PS5. Luckily,
I sold some stuff, and I had enough money to buy Pokemon Snap and this game. So it's awesome. Brett's dying over there.
I know. I got like a tickle in my throat, and I'm like, where did this thing come from all of a sudden? I've been doing good all day, and now I'm dying. Well, cool. So Returnal is pretty fun.
Yeah, I say it's a dig. But wait, this is just only a preview, so
yeah.
we'll come back sooner or later and talk about everything that's going down.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I might have to get it. I don't know. Now that I know that they know what the issue is for like the problem where people are like loading in and they're like getting so far and then they're having to start over and stuff like that because the game just like glitches out. Now that we supposedly know what the fix is for that, it sounds like if you've been experiencing problems with the game where it just like crashes out on you in the middle of it or whatever, it sounds like it's related to the DLC skin that came with the game. If you like, I guess if you pre-ordered it, so make sure you have the standard vanilla skin on your character. Otherwise, there's a bug with the game where if you have that new skin on, it can cause crashes. And basically in this game, because of the fact that they're like super long runs you're doing, can be kind of defeating to die.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
From a bug. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing they're listening. Yeah, our friend Jason, he messaged on the forum somewhere, and they responded, surprisingly.
Yeah, he sent him an email.
Oh, an email? Oh, dang.
Yeah, he sent an email to their support on their website.
Wow.
I was trying not to say his name because I feel like I talk about him too much on this podcast, and I stop talking about that guy. But I'm just kidding. I'm just hating on you, Jason. It's fine. I know you're listening.
That's right. Yeah, we do need to stop talking about that guy. Give him too much notoriety. Notoriety.
That's right. Yep. Skip Rent by Podcast. Check it out.